speaking with Joe Marushack, who is the president of ConocoPhillips Canada, and we're speaking about the company's sustainable development record and their plans for the future. Joe, what about the oil and gas industry as a whole in Canada? Where do you see its position insofar as the Canadian economy?
It's huge. I'm surprised at the size of it, especially here in Alberta, where you've got huge amounts of growth opportunities, particularly in the oil sands, that provide long-term jobs, long-term benefits for the country. We've got something like $8 billion that ConocoPhillips Canada has invested in Canada over the last 2 years, given 2008, 2009. That's revenues, taxes, but that's just one company alone.
Now, what about the reputation of ConocoPhillips, specifically talking about eliminating injuries, vehicle collisions, those sorts of things?
Yeah, safety is my number one objective. There's without any doubt that's my top priority. And we've got our work to do out here. We're getting better. We've had less incidents this year than we did last year, but we still got too many incidents. And so we're doing lots of different things in order to really put a focus. Fundamentally, I think it really boils down first and foremost to the individual, that I make a commitment that I won't get hurt, and that I make a commitment that I won't allow you or other people that I see to get hurt.
Now, what about your sustainable development performance? How would you assess that? Because that is a pretty critical factor as well.
Yeah, it's good, it's getting better, it's not where we want to be. We're continuing to look at ways to improve our environmental performance, our social performance, really trying to work with Aboriginal communities. We're figuring out ways of reducing the amount of fresh water that we use. We've also implemented about 400 new greenhouse gas projects that are intended to reduce our greenhouse gases. We've planted over 100,000 trees ourselves, and the environmental regulations didn't require us to do that, but we're doing that. We've been pretty successful, but I think we've got a long ways to go. We've got a lot of great opportunities here. One of them I'm really excited about is something called the Oil Sands Leadership Initiative, OSLI, and we're one of the founding members of that. Now, what's really good about this is we've got 5 or 6 companies that we're collaborating on new technologies and on improving the technologies. It's something the government has really wanted to see, is where companies get together, we share our ideas, we actually do some projects. We've got a full staff doing that, and internally we're really looking hard at how we can reduce our steam oil ratio. If we can reduce that, we can reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. Really working hard on how we can reduce our footprint on all the pads for all the wells we're drilling, and then overall looking at water reductions too. And if we can put those 3 things together, we'll have a very good sustainable business up here.
Can you give me any specifics insofar as working with the Aboriginal communities, any positive steps that you've taken specifically?
Well, a few kind of general ones. It's a lot of times the Aboriginal community doesn't really have the ability to start brand new into these projects. So we've worked hard to put our bid programs together to provide small enough pieces or specific enough pieces so the Aboriginal communities can participate in those. We've been pretty successful in granting some of those bids to the Aboriginal communities. Then we're working with the Aboriginal leaders to make sure that they know what projects are coming, to try to find out what their expanded capabilities are, and then working on training programs as well as long-term sustainable opportunities that the Aboriginals in particular can participate in.
So it's working to the benefit of both parties then?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's just good business, really.
We wanted to talk as well about what sort of reputation you'd like to present to your stakeholders.
Okay. Well, a couple things I'd like them to recognize. One is that we really, really strive, it's not lip service, to be the safest company out there, both for our employees and contractors. Second thing is we want to listen to their environmental issues and their concerns, and we want to be proactive in minimizing that footprint. That'd be a great success for us if stakeholders thought of us as kind of the leader in environmental stewardship, if you will. I want to provide opportunities for folks wherever we operate. So if that's in the oil sands, good opportunities for Canadians in general and then the Aboriginal community. I think that's very, very important. And then that we have a long-term relationship where our stakeholders are pleased with us and know that when we say something, we'll honor that commitment, and that we're pretty serious about trying to do things the right way.